So is targeting belly fat possible?
I don't know, is it?
Well, there's a new study that might be able to tell us if you can actually shrink that waistline with exercise.
How exciting.
So stick around. We're going to be going over how much belly fat you can possibly lose, what exercises you can use to lose that belly fat, and how long it may take to see results. You guys ready? Let's go. So researchers from a newly published meta-analysis in the JAMA National Open reviewed 116 clinical trials that actually included 6,800 participants looking for a connection between aerobic exercise and weight loss. So these findings concluded that not only did aerobic exercise reduce overall weight loss, but it also had a measurable decreased effect on waist circumference. Yes, that's a reduction in belly fat. First, the study showed that implementing 30 minutes per week of aerobic exercise, participants lost 1.1 pounds of body weight, and this was over a 12-week period of time. While this may seem like a small, modest amount of weight loss, it does show that consistency over a period of time, just implementing a little more activity within your lifestyle, you can lose some weight. It also showed that participants who sustained these workouts over a longer period of time with a lot more consistency actually showed greater amounts of fat loss along with an improvement in metabolic health. Now, with that said, how much exercise do you really need to see a difference? So according to the study, exercising 150 minutes per week at moderate intensity showed clinically significant reductions in waist circumference and overall body fat. On average, these participants who exercised 150 minutes per week over a 12 to 16 weeks period of time, get this, lost 1.5 inches around the waistline. And if they pushed it to 300 minutes per week, this number doubled to almost 3 to 4 inches. And the result of weight loss and fat reduction was even greater when participants put in greater consistency and a lot more effort. So here's something you might not expect. There's more to this story than just exercise. So hang around for a few more minutes and I'll reveal some of the most overlooked factors in belly fat loss and give you some pointers on how you can implement some strategies for exercise and consistency. So now on to the journey. How long did it take for these participants in this study to actually see results? So this study analyzed trials that lasted 8 weeks to 24 weeks, and it showed participants engaging in aerobic activities for this period of time showed significant decreases or reductions in belly fat. And get this, those starting with lower durations and kind of gradually increasing the time and the intensity tended to see even greater results in the long term. And like I said, there's more to this story, like this. These participants weren't just endlessly running on treadmills. Damn, that would get boring. The routines actually included a variety of aerobic exercises, from brisk walking to swimming to cycling at moderate to vigorous intensity. What this did is that kept their heart rates elevated for fat loss, but allowed them to stay in a sustainable range. And that range for fat loss is anywhere between 60 to 70% of your max heart rate. That tends to put you in what they call the fat burning zone. This is the zone where your body primarily uses fat for fuel. And many trials actually incorporated about 3 to 5 sessions per week. This was to ensure that participants had ample recovery time while still being able to maintain that consistent level of activity. Another important detail was, even though they were primarily focusing on exercise in these studies, there were some participants that actually maintained a balanced diet, chose to limit sugars and processed foods, and these particular participants saw even better results. So with that said, exercise alone is effective. Just follow the standards, 150 minutes a week, 300 minutes a week, but adding in a balanced diet, removing sugars, processed foods, and really cleaning things up are going to make your results that much better. Here are a few things that'll pop up on the screen that you could think about as far as the diet goes. So typically, a balanced diet is going to include lean proteins like chicken, fish. I mean, you can even throw some tofu in there. And if you add like rice and beans to a certain extent, watch the fat, watch the carb intake. These will help with muscle recovery and satiety. Healthy fats from sources like avocado nuts and olive oil will support metabolism and hormone regulation. So don't count those out. Make sure you're adding those in moderate amounts. And don't forget carbohydrates, but try to stick with complex carbs such as whole grains, sweet potato, quinoa, and don't forget your fruits and veggies as well, because these will all provide sustainable energy while avoiding insulin spikes that can lead to fat storage. And 2 of the successful dietary approaches I can recommend to you, one would be the Mediterranean diet, which is whole foods and healthy fats, or we have the high protein, moderate carb diet, which has been shown in multiple studies, along with exercise, to help with fat loss. And let's not forget something important, hydration. This plays a key role in controlling appetite and also exercise performance, because the last thing you want to do is lower all your carbs, which is going to help store water in your cells, and you become dehydrated, fatigued, and you can't continue on with your exercises. So make sure hydration is a key factor that you focus on during this journey. So you may be asking yourself, if you follow this advice and this information, how long is it going to take for you to see results? So during these studies, while some fat loss was seen between 4 and 6 weeks, the most significant amount of weight that was lost with typical noticeable changes was between that 12 and 16 week mark. And this was with consistent effort throughout the program. And at this time, participants actually saw a 3-inch reduction in their waistline and up to about 5 to 10 pounds of total body weight reduction. The key takeaway from all this, patience and persistence matters. This is not an overnight fix, but a proven science-backed method to gradually reduce your belly fat over a period of time. And I know not everybody has time to hit the gym, me included, and that's okay, because you can have the same, if not similar results with at-home exercises. Take a brisk walk around your neighborhood. Heck, dance in your living room. Use a jump rope. These are all things that are going to get your heart rate up and help you burn calories, and just be consistent with it. And keep in mind, this consistency is way more important than how intense you go. What you want to do is build the daily habit first and then gradually increase the intensity over time. And I can't leave you guys hanging without giving you some kind of a simple plan so you can build those habits and gradually increase your intensity. So here's an 8-week plan that you guys can kind of go off of as far as a guideline. So on your first 2 weeks, start with 20 minutes of moderate intense exercise 3 times a week. So keep it simple. You're just starting to build the habit. And then on weeks 3 to 4, increase to 30 minutes and then step up another day 4 times a week. And then on weeks 5 and 6, shoot for 40 minutes and then try to step that up to 5 times a week. It's going to be a gradual process. You're building up a habit and you're strengthening your body and the functions that are happening on your body on a cellular level for energy production. And then on weeks 7 to 8, push it up to 45 to 60 minutes, 5 to 6 times a week. But remember, the goal is to reach 150 minutes per week. This is where in the studies they saw significant changes in weight loss and waist circumference. And if you're feeling ambitious, push it up to 300 minutes per week to maximize those results. To summarize, science says targeting belly fat is possible. You just have to be consistent and persistent. Aerobic exercise works best when it's done in an ample amount of time and in a regular, consistent fashion. Other studies have demonstrated with the 1-2 punch method that you can also lose weight. This would be combining resistance training, which is going to help spare muscle mass and tone you up, with aerobic exercise. But it also has shown that spot reduction is not a thing. So you can't just keep crunching your way to a thinner waistline. And remember, exercise can help fat from coming back. So consistency is key. And if your goal is to reduce belly fat with noticeable waistline changes, just remember 150 minutes a week, consistent, and 300 minutes a week if you want even better results. This study also highlights the importance of structured routines, gradual progress, and dietary considerations to maximize fat loss. And remember the key factor that I mentioned earlier. Pairing the right exercise with mindful eating is what truly unlocks long-term fat loss success. So if you can take away just one thing from this video, consistent movement with a smart diet, that's the winning combination. So what do you think? What's been the best way for you to lose weight? Leave it in the comments and like the video. It helps this information get out to people. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. This is Dave. I'm going to be signing off. Remember, stay strong, stay healthy, be informed, and not influenced. We'll see you next time on the channel.
So until next time. Take care now. Bye-bye then.